News 5 Live. UDP chairman says Faber's resignation is history and it's time to move on. Chatham Mall ready to welcome Belizeans back. And minority parties urge GOB to cut gas tax. But Prime Minister says not so fast. These stories and more up next on News 5 Live.
In these trying times, Smart is here to lessen the burden. Smart's reduced roaming rates save you while traveling. Calls back home are a low 35 cents per minute when visiting Canada, the US, and Mexico, or pay as low as 50 cents for calls when visiting countries in the Caribbean, Central, and South America. For the month of February and March, enjoy an unbelievable low rate of 30 cents per megabyte when roaming with mobile data in Canada, the US, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. Whether you are a business traveler, studying abroad, visiting loved ones, or just traveling for pleasure, Smart's new roaming rates have got you covered. Roaming in China, Europe, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean is as low as the cost of making a local call. It's that low. Smart's roaming coverage continues to grow, so you can also enjoy affordable roaming rates in several destinations across the globe. For more information on
buying a car should be a great experience, and St. John's Credit Union wants to make it even better. But we offer more than just great low rates. We make the application process easy and make sure our members get the best service possible. At St. John's Credit Union, we offer excellent products backed by exceptional service. So the next time you are buying a new or used vehicle, take advantage of St. John's Credit Union's Drive Forward Auto Loan product. We'll put the buying power in your hands. Come and drive forward with our auto loans with rates as low as 9% and low or no down payments. Drive forward with St. John's Credit Union. Some restrictions apply.
Are you looking for the right product to keep your family and your home safe? Then Spark Alcohol is exactly what you've been looking for. It prevents the spread of many diseases. It's also fast-drying, safe, and conveniently packaged in a spray bottle. Protect your family and your home with Spark Alcohol. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
Las tradiciones son atemporales, pero mantenerse al día es necesario. DigiWallet me permitirá hacer todas mis compras favoritas. Es fácil y seguro. Solo es agregar dinero a mi DigiWallet y ya puedo irme de compras en mis tiendas locales favoritas. Oye tú, a mi familia le encanta. A mí también. Es nuestra nueva tradición. DigiWallet, próximamente.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, February 7th. I am Sabrina Daly. A man lost his life over the weekend following a stabbing incident in Lordsbank village on Friday. The evidence so far suggests that a woman's jealous boyfriend attacked Evan Mitchell and stabbed him to the head as they walked to a neighborhood shop. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
49-year-old Lordsbank resident Evan Mitchell died over the weekend after he was stabbed to the head, reportedly by a friend's jealous boyfriend. Around 7 o'clock on Friday night, Mitchell was heading to the nearby store with Renisha Ortiz and a cousin who were walking behind him. While on Edwin Parks Avenue, Ortiz's common-law husband, Jerome Swift, came out of bushes and got into a quarrel with Mitchell. Shortly after, Swift picked up an object and stabbed Mitchell to the head.
My daughter dashed in here. He said, Mama, he said, then just stab Evan out there. I said, what? He said, Ma, I'm going out there right now. So she changed the clothes and run gone out there. Well, the girl will come here and that the boy will stab my son. So she tell her, he said, take the bicycle where you could get there faster. So when she get there, she said, then don't put her in the mobile. So he hide in the dark. And when Evan passed, he stabbed Evan in the back of his head. But they said that 2 stab we get. I never knew they said that 1. The after I must get to the hospital and find out that 2. So I feel like that the stab I get in the back kill my son because if I get that stab, he get guy in a shock.
They saw one Evan Mitchell in an unconscious state. Our initial investigation so far has revealed that Mitchell was walking in the company of a female believed to be his relative. And this female common-law husband came out of the bushes. There was an exchange of words between him and the victim, Evan Mitchell, and a fight ensued where he took an object and stabbed Mitchell somewhere in the head area. No?
Mitchell was rushed in the pan of a police pickup truck to the KHMH. He succumbed to the injuries on Saturday morning. Swift is currently in custody and police are treating the case as a death investigation until instructions are handed down by the Director of Public Prosecutions.
I am not at liberty to say if it's domestic or not, as we have forwarded our file to the DPP and then we're waiting for advice to the DPP office and we're waiting for their advice. We do have the assailant detained and we will know what charges will be levied on him sometime in the near future, hopefully today.
Mitchell was the father of 3 children. Joyce Underwood says that her son was definitely no troublemaker, and what hurts is that he leaves behind 2 young children.
They left 2 small kids, and the biggest son, they were 26. Evan is not a trouble person. Evan is a mild boy. But when he drink, he talk a lot. He only could talk when he drink, but he not violent. He not chance nobody. Totally uncalled for. You hear me? But I just want justice for my son. You know? I don't take no revenge. You can't have that for the man upstairs. So I just want justice for my son. Because if he may lay down and dead, I wouldn't mind. But this hurt. Yeah? I see other mother on TV talking and say about their son. My son is not a trouble person. If he's a trouble person, I may tell you.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Around 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, shots rang out on Antelope Street extension in Belize City. When the echo from the blast subsided, 5 persons, including 2 women, had been shot. Reports are Tyron Tech, Kenyon Ramirez, Rochelle Reynolds, and Garisha Tillett were near a yard when Robert Lamb walked by. A gunman opened fire on Lamb, but caught the bystanders instead. All 5 victims were transported to the KHMH for medical attention. Lamb has since been treated and released, but 2 remain hospitalized in stable condition.
The information that we gathered so far is that the 4 persons, residents of that yard where the shooting occurred, 2 of them were walking in the yard at the time and another 2 were standing at the entrance when Lamb passed by and a person known to them only as Slim opened fire at Lamb and hitting all 5 persons. They were transported to KHMH, like I mentioned, and Lamb was treated and released along with 2 of the other victims. No?
Sir, so Lamb was the intended target of the shooting?
It would want to appear to be that way.
Sir, has anyone been detained as yet for this crime?
Well, we have detained someone and believe that this person could shed some light on this incident. Our investigators canvassed that area. No? All I can say for now is that Mr. Lamb is no stranger to the law. And we have seen where within a span of about 2 months, he has command of fire. He have command of fire with his rivals on the street. So it's obvious that he has rivalries out there, and it could be one of his rivalries.
So a gang-affiliated shooting?
Well, I wouldn't want to go and say gang-affiliated, but we are certain that he has direct enemies, and I am certain that he knows who his enemies are.
This weekend, gun violence continued into this morning, and just after 10 o'clock, shots rang out on Cemetery Lane in the Yabra area of Belize City. According to official reports, a gunman on motorcycle rode up and unleashed a barrage of bullets on a group of men working in the area. At least 1 bullet caught 32-year-old Clarence Lamb in the foot. The incident happened just ahead of today's police brief, and ASP Fitzroy Yearwood shared information he had at the time.
I received information a few minutes ago that there was a shooting in the Yabra Cemetery area, the World Cemetery, and I was made to understand that someone indeed was shot and transported to the KHMH.
As we said, Lamb was hit on the foot, and the latest update is that he is admitted in a stable condition at the KHMH. There was also a fatal accident in southern Belize over the weekend. On Saturday morning, police responded to an RTA on the Southern Highway in the Stan Creek district. Mario Sanchez was behind the steering wheel of a black Honda Pilot heading north. Ellsworth Lamb was traveling with him on the passenger side. Between miles 11 and 12, a towhead traveling in the opposite direction collided into the Honda car. Sanchez died on the spot while Lamb complained of pain and was rushed via ambulance to the Southern Regional Hospital. The towhead was driven by Jasmine Tillett, a resident of Carmelita Village, Orange Walk District. ASP Fitzroy Yearwood says that a notice of intended prosecution has been served on Tillett.
Mr. Jasmine Tillett. We were made to understand by investigators that the pilot was traveling from the direction of Punta Gorda towards Dangragatong when the truck collided into it. And we also had a passenger that was injured in that accident. He was transported to the Southern Regional Hospital complaining of pain to his body. Unfortunately, Mr. Sanchez died on the spot now.
Sir, any details as to, because I know the information may be preliminary, but any idea as to what transpired, if anybody lost control of their vehicle? Was there someone trying to overtake, anything like that?
Well, not as yet, Dwayne, but we know that what the investigators are saying is that the truck collided into the Honda Pilot so far. So we are hoping that that was obtained through the statements obtained from the victim and the driver of the truck. No? I'm certain that NIP has been served, and we know that the process is seen properly. So we are hoping that sometime soon we will have charges. No?
Communications Director for the Belize Police Department, ASP Fitzroy Yearwood, gave brief comments this morning on a video that went viral over the weekend. It captured a uniformed police officer on San Pedro assaulting a man. According to Yearwood, while a formal report has not been made by the victim, he did see the video and claims that it is being dealt with.
Like I always say to you, we need a virtual complainant for me to have an official report. Yes, I was privileged to see the video, but we would want to encourage that victim to come and visit Professional Standard Branch and make a formal complaint. And then I would be able to further comment on that. No?
Sir, but is it damning to see that, this police officer just walk up to the gentleman and proceed to punch him?
That is more than damning, and like I said, we at the department don't just turn a blind eye to that type of behavior, but it would be even better if we have a virtual complainant, actual complainant. I am not saying that we will not sanction that officer, but we would want better result for that person that suffered that form of abuse publicly, especially caught on camera. And we want to explain to the public that we do not tolerate abuse by police officers. And I know that you have seen in the past where police have been charged, have been dealt with, some have been dismissed for that kind of behavior. But like I said, we will not ignore the fact we have contacted the officer commanding already, and we will deal with that officer internally.
After the break, we will have the latest on the UDP leadership following this weekend's meetings. Find out more when we return.
In these trying times, Smart is here to lessen the burden. Smart's reduced roaming rates save you while traveling. Calls back home are a low 35 cents per minute when visiting Canada, the US, and Mexico, or pay as low as 50 cents for calls when visiting countries in the Caribbean, Central, and South America. For the month of February and March, enjoy an unbelievable low rate of 30 cents per megabyte when roaming with mobile data in Canada, the US, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. Whether you are a business traveler, studying abroad, visiting loved ones, or just traveling for pleasure, Smart's new roaming rates have got you covered. Roaming in China, Europe, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean is as low as the cost of making a local call. It's that low. Smart's roaming coverage continues to grow, so you can also enjoy affordable roaming rates in several destinations across the globe. For more information on rates to other countries, visit our website or call 1090 for more details before you travel. Smart, bringing people together.
The Energy Unit in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy, Logistics and E-Governance will be conducting a National Energy Use Survey from the 2nd of February to 30th May 2022. The survey will cover all sectors of Belize's economy, and the collected information will be used to support energy policies and assist in planning a sustainable future for Belize's energy sector. If your household has been selected, an enumerator will visit your home with an identification card. Enterprises will receive an online questionnaire to complete. In both cases, the ministry requests your kind cooperation. This survey is financed by a grant from the Global Environmental Facility via the World Bank, acting as the project executing agency under the framework of the Energy Resilience for Climate Adaptation Project.
Your Easter vacation awaits you. Don't just imagine the experience. Live the experience and start planning your vacation with QuickStop zero-interest loans for new customers. What's the catch? There isn't any. Pay your loan on time, no interest, no service charges. Apply at quickstoponline.com for zero-interest loan offers or visit any of our offices countrywide. Offer ends April 15, 2022. QuickStop Personal Finance Center. Financing made easier for you. No hassle loans.
Who offers the best mobile experience in Belize? You don't know? Well, the truth is, Digi, our national telecom, of course. Digi has the largest mobile LTE advanced network with over 96% countrywide coverage, offering the fastest mobile LTE data speeds at the most affordable rates with mobile plans that fit your lifestyle. The truth is, only Digi gives the ultimate mobile LTE experience. Visit your nearest Digi store to join the bigger, better network today. Digi, our national telecom. Visit us online at www.livedigi.com.
I visited the land of Serbia, a great many miles away. I ascended the Mount Everest few people have conquered. I roared on the snow-covered Antarctic and Arctic. I rolled swiftly across the vast, untamed desert. Ling Long Tire conquers every corner of the world.
Distributed by Enrique Martinez and Sons Limited. 2 miles Philip Wilson Highway, Belize City.
On Friday, December 10, 2021, Belize Electricity Limited reported to the Public Utilities Commission that during the tariff period July 1, 2020 to December 31, 2021, BEL experienced a cost overrun of $3.82 million in cost of power, as the cost from suppliers was higher than projected. Furthermore, BEL is forecasting an increase in cost of power of $4.14 million for the remainder of the tariff period January to June 2022. The PUC reviewed BEL's submission and, in accordance with applicable bylaws, published a final draft decision for public consultation that ended on January 31, 2022. The Commission received comments from stakeholders and determined that any rate increase may negatively affect the economic recovery of the country. On February 4, 2022, the PUC issued a final decision for the amendment of Belize Electricity Limited 2021 Annual Review Proceeding Final Decision to reflect no change in the tariffs for the period January 1, 2022 to June 30, 2022. The mean electricity rate will remain at 39.99 cents per kilowatt hour. The PUC hereby invites the general public to view the final decision on the PUC's website, www.puc.bz.
The National Party Council met virtually on Saturday in a marathon session to discuss the way forward for the UDP, amid what appeared to be a leadership crisis. On Friday, the chairman of the United Democratic Party received a letter from Collet Area Representative Patrick Faber, in which several concerns were raised regarding the direction of the political organization. Among those issues was the fact that Faber never tendered a physical letter of resignation on the date that his notice ought to have come into effect. January 31st came and went without a letter being sent to party chairman Mike Perifit or to Governor General Forla Salam. While Shine Barrow replaced Faber as leader of the opposition last Tuesday during a brief ceremony, the NPC had to meet an emergency session over the weekend to determine a course of action. That meant invoking a fairly recent piece of legislation that would legitimize Faber's televised notice of resignation.
It is Act number 25 of 2021, I think. It was an electronics act that came out that says if you want to do something, you don't have to put it in what we will now term the old-fashioned wet ink signature, ink on paper type of thing. The new rules and the new way of the world has made it available for you to make pronouncements and say certain things without necessarily actually putting it in writing. So the Honorable Patrick Faber, was a member of the House. He's a member of the House and was certainly a member of the House when that act was passed. I was a member of the Senate when the act was passed. It was signed by Governor General Salam, so it's a fairly recent act. So I have to believe that when he made the pronouncements publicly to the world that he would be doing that January 31st, I have to believe that he knew that that would be effective, even though a physical letter was not actually sent to myself or the Secretariat. So indeed, the NPC accepted his resignation, and we decided to move on and set new dates for our new leader of the party to be voted in.
With Faber's departure, he is succeeded on an interim basis by former Deputy Prime Minister and Corazon North Area Representative Ugo Pat. A leadership convention has been scheduled for March 27th, at which time at least two candidates, including Tracy Panton and Shine Barrow, will be contesting the seat that has been vacated by the disgraced former leader. According to Parafit, notwithstanding a position taken by the Central Executive last Tuesday, the decision of the NPC over the weekend superseded that proposed course of action.
All I know is that we have moved on. There is no emergency here. There's no crisis here. The party leader resigned, and we move forward now to March 27th to pick a new leader. I'm sure you're aware that the Central Executive had made a decision to do certain things, but that was overridden by the NPC on Saturday because the NPC is a higher body. And all that the NPC said was, when he indicated to the nation and to the world that he was going to resign January 31st, he resigned. And that's it. I don't know where the dictatorship thing comes from. I mean, nobody forced him to resign. I will admit that I openly asked for him to resign, and he chose to go on television and say he would resign. I don't know where the dictatorship thing would come from. The national constitution of the country, which the UDP within its own constitution swears to uphold, the national constitution of the country says that the leader of the opposition is chosen very differently from the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of the country is the leader of the political party who enjoys the majority support in the House. However, the leader of the opposition is the person who enjoys the majority of those in the House who don't support the government. And so there are 5 members in the House who don't support the government. So a majority of those 5 people, that's how the leader of the opposition is chosen. Now that does not clash in this case that we have now with our UDP constitution, but even if it were to clash with it, then the national constitution of the country would have to prevail, because the UDP constitution has to be subject to the country's constitution.
Is the tenure of the present United Democratic Party executive redundant? It's a charge that Patrick Faber made on Friday in a letter written to Chairman Mike Parafit. Faber suggested that the seats being occupied by the existing committee have since expired. When we asked Parafit about a national convention to elect a new executive, he explained that the process is usually held on an odd year. Likewise, he said that Faber would be eligible to contest his seat in a subsequent leadership convention if he chooses.
National conventions for the entire leadership of the party are only called in every odd year. So what happens is that it is now 2022, a national convention for all parties in all offices in the party are due in 2023. So you cannot put something to be considered by the party that the Constitution says cannot be considered. So why would you even consider that? And the only reason there was a national convention is in 2020
was because it was the end of a parliamentary term and the Right Honorable Dean Barrow was retiring. So in that case, the party took a position that it was in an emergency situation, and so therefore 2020 not being an odd year would be a year for a national convention. The national convention can be held in a year that's not an odd year if an emergency is declared by the chairman. I don't see any need for an emergency type national convention. You only have one person that has indicated that he wanted to resign, and the rest of the people will continue until 2023 until we have a national convention. Well, I don't know what the ethics committee would do, but technically, yes, he can run again. You will remember when the Honorable John Saliva had resigned after becoming leader-elect. There was a subsequent election to choose just the leader because he resigned, and then he ran again. So technically, he can run again, although from what he has said to us in the MPC, he said that for sure he will not run again. But of course, it's his option to run again if he so chooses.
And what about Mike Parafit? Did the chairman also have his eyes on the provisional leadership of the UDP? Here's how he answered that question.
I don't aspire to be interim anything. I don't expect to be interim anything. I am a senator. Why would I be interim when I could run for leader come March 27? So that where people get that plan from, you see, I will say that when people start to mention those things, you make certain people can't eat and can't sleep, Jules. It makes some people fret just to mention leader and my name. So, but no, that was never the plan at all. That never came into anybody's mind. It was very clear that when we met on Saturday, we suggested right away that with the party leader having resigned, the UDP constitution not being very specific about it, that the natural next person to look at would be the first deputy. And readily the Honorable Hugo Pat said, well, it's not the ideal thing that I would want to do, but if the party wants me to serve as first deputy, then that's what interim leader, then that's what I will do. There was no issue. Many people at the NP I can say this much, were saying that was a natural succession in the meantime.
After the break, we'll have more from our interview with the Prime Minister, including why he says fuel prices cannot come down anytime soon. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
New Year's is a time for us to make hearty resolutions that will help us better our lives, and then promptly forget about them. However, there are some resolutions we shouldn't forget about. Join us for our new series, 100%, where we'll be talking about being 100% in on things like our relationship with God, our spouses, finances, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. right here on Channel 5 Belize.
Despite our best efforts, we often let our guards down. Reaching in for hugs and unavoidable encounters expose us to COVID-19, and not knowing our status can be scary. Quality rapid antigen tests, such as ST Biosensor, have provided a quick way to find out our COVID-19 status. And now, With the introduction of the FDA-approved Accula Rapid PCR test, finding out your COVID-19 status using PCR is also quick and easy. The Accula Rapid PCR test delivers results in just 30 minutes to identify patients who are COVID-19 positive. The Accula Rapid PCR test will further strengthen Belize's testing capabilities and benefit Belizeans as we attempt to resume doing the things we love and enjoy. Through quality, reliable tools like the SD-based sensor antigen test, the Accula Rapid PCR test, heroic frontline workers, and responsible government and citizenry, together, we will successfully manage COVID-19.
Your Easter vacation awaits you. Don't just imagine the experience. Live the experience and start planning your vacation with QuickStop zero-interest loans for new customers. What's the catch? There isn't any. Pay your loan on time, no interest, no service charges. Apply at quickstoponline.com for zero-interest loan offers or visit any of our offices countrywide. Offer ends April 15, 2022. QuickStop Personal Finance Center. Financing made easier for you. No hassle loans.
Hospital Galenia es el único hospital de Quintana Roo en contar con la más completa unidad de medicina nuclear, poniendo a su alcance la mejor tecnología especializada de diagnóstico y tratamiento de enfermedades, en las que se utilizan cantidades muy pequeñas de radiofármacos para diagnosticar anomalías dentro del cuerpo. Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
At last Friday's House sitting, Prime Minister John Bersenio presented a bill to amend the Central Bank of Belize Act. The bill proposes to increase the authorized capital of the bank to $50 million and to adjust the profit-sharing ratio of net profits from a 10-90 split to a 30-70 split. Here's how the PM explained what the proposed bill would allow.
Before, of 10% of the profits used to stay for the central bank, we are going to change that now and making it that they could remain with 30% of the profits. And one of the reasons why we're doing that is that the management of the central bank is getting a lot more sophisticated, and there's a lot more need on our doing our monetary policy and monitoring the banks, financial institutions, the issue of money laundering and etc. And also because now we have stopped using the central bank just for borrow's sake, as what was being done previously. The overdraft that we had used to pay millions of dollars to the central bank, we're no longer doing that. So the less we borrow, the less money technically they make from government. Now the bank must be in a healthy financial position to have funds readily available for on lending. To support the currency peg and exchange rate stability, the holding of foreign assets is important in the balance sheet. The bank therefore seeks to hold sufficient foreign reserves that are more than 40% of the total currency in circulation and domestic banks' deposits with the central bank. What we are doing is to make the central bank stronger to be able to meet any future crisis because of the end of the forbearance. And secondly, is to protect the Belize dollar against the US. The peg of $2 Belize dollars to $1 US dollar, and this government will never allow for us to have a devaluation, Madam Speaker.
A few weeks ago, the Prime Minister admitted a contract given to Smart as a telecoms provider for various ministries had been approved without first going to the Contractor General for final review. The PM said that there was nothing sinister, just that time was quickly running out for the government's license to be renewed. But some factions are saying that they may take the matter to court. On Friday, the PM said that while it is anyone's right to file a lawsuit, he does not think a challenge against the government in this matter would hold up.
That's the right of any citizen, but I do believe that that if it goes to court, it will go nowhere, simply because the Contractor General, after the fact, took a look at everything that took place, and he has given a stamp of approval saying that everything was done openly and transparently. The fact is that SpeedNet gave the cheapest rate. The fact is that this government is saving the Belizean people money by taking these steps. And the fact is that this is the very first time in the history that the government of Belize decided to put this out to bidding, and that the lowest company, that the company that gave the lowest bid managed to win that contract. BTL, being the national company of Belize, does not give them the right to be able to have all the business from government at whatever price possible. Do you realize right now that BTL is selling services to our schools? When they were saying that there was free internet service, they're selling to about 290 schools at the rate of about $2,900 a month, something that other companies could give for $500. BTL has been creaming the government. They have been fleecing the government with those excessive prices that they have. We, as a government, we have a responsibility. BTL is a private company. Government owns the majority, but it is a private company. And as such, they need to be able to compete for services.
Two political parties have teamed up to blast the government on the current fuel prices. The Belize People's Front and the Belize Progressive Party issued a joint press release today saying they have remained silent since the general elections out of respect of the choice of the electorate. They say now they feel they have given the government ample time to start to tackle the cost of living, mostly triggered by the high fuel prices. Leader of the Belize Progressive Party, Will Mahia, spoke with News 5 today.
The people voted for them because they trusted that they would live up to their promise and lower the fuel price. They actually promised the people that they would deal with the fuel price in a more efficient manner and prices would not skyrocket through the roof, which is completely opposite that is happening now. So definitely the inflation, the high cost of things in the store have something to do with the high rise in fuel. I mean, every farmer in this country uses diesel as fuel. So at least be considerate to the farmers so that at least the food prices could remain the same or even get lower. Always on the streets, and I run into people all the time who I know that, are selling stolen goods and that kind of stuff who are, that's coming from the government. So I believe that whenever you raise the price in fuel that you promised that you would have lowered, then, you're just driving up corruption.
While the two parties have lambasted the government for hiking fuel prices, Prime Minister John Briceño said on Friday that his government is committed to lowering the price of gasoline. But he says it is the government's largest source of tax revenue and GOB still relies on it heavily.
We have said, and we stand by, that we want to keep the price of fuel at diesel. We said most of diesel at no more than $9 because that is what the productive sector use. And we want to do that. And we expect to do that in time to come. But remember that when we took over the government was bankrupt. We had no money. Fuel brings in approximately $150 million of revenues to the government a year. That's the largest revenue earner of the government. For every 10 cents that we take off out of the tax, we lose $3 million. So if we remove $1, that means $30 million in taxes are going to be lost. And if we lose that $30 million in taxes, we need to get it somewhere else. Where are we going to raise taxes? We have not raised taxes. We have not raised the tax on fuel since we came into government. We have not. Right now, because of the severe storms and winter that the United States is having, the price of fuel goes up. The demand goes up, so the price goes up, and then we poor Belize are suffering the consequences. Now, what is it that we're doing? Well, at the moment, I have asked the Ministry of Finance to prepare a report. I will take it to the cabinet for us to discuss, because I do believe and I feel with Belizeans that on the price of fuel that it is too high. I am in that business. My brother and I, we own 2 service stations, so we hear it from people every day. So of course we want to reduce the price, but when we do that, we have to do it responsibly. Now you're saying about how the economy has rebounded. Yes, the economy has rebounded, but remember from what deep a hole we were. And in 2019, the government